Hello from InfoAge. We're located at historic Camp Evans. Camp Evans is a National Historic Landmark and the World War II Living Memorial for the state of New Jersey. The New Jersey Antique Radio Club has been working with the Association of Old Crows and other InfoAge member organizations to recreate a World War II living room. Why? The center of many homes was the radio. In particular, the news, the speeches, programs, and the music that the radio brought into the wartime home. Welcome to my living room. Here's a typical radio. A console radio that likely was in a living room during the war. The question we had was how to bring all these things that I mentioned, news, music, and so on, together in a way that visitors could really experience. Well, like many other things today, we did it with a computer, one called a Raspberry Pi, which is in this box. In a minute, I'll show you how it works, but first, I'd better mention that what you will see is based on software called Pi Presents by a gentleman from the UK named Ken Thompson. He created this software for the specific purpose of operating museum displays. He's associated with the Museum of Technology in Spalding, Lincolnshire, England. I will admit that I had to write some software myself to create what you will see, but these were just little add-ons to his amazing work. Without his Pi Presents, creating this would have been impossible. This is the screen the visitor sees walking into the room and sitting down. So we can start. And we're welcome to the 1940s. Now the visitor can select a year. Let's say that we select 1944. We can choose from various kinds of material. Let's say that we want to listen to the news. Here's a D-Day broadcast from CBS News on June 6, 1944.
Under the command of General Eisenhower, Allied naval forces, supported by strong air forces, began landing Allied armies this morning on the northern coast of France. This ends the reading of Communiqué number 1 from Supreme Headquarters, Allied Expeditionary Force.
Now, suppose we want to listen to some music from the year 1944. We can select music, and suppose that we want to listen to The Way It Is in Berlin in 1944, in late 1944.
There'll be a hot time in the town of Berlin when the Yanks go marching in. I want to be their boy.
1944 was, of course, a very sentimental year at home. So let's listen to some sentimental music from that time. Now, there was a lot happening in 1944, and let's listen to some of the speeches that were given at that time. Here's General Dwight D. Eisenhower's address to the D-Day soldiers before they went in.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you.
So you can see, you can select a lot of material from that year. And in fact, from any year during the U.S.'s involvement in the war. Here's something that everyone knows. From 1941.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced. The attack also was made on all naval and military activities on the principal island of Oahu.
Of course, there was a lot of other material on as well, things that kept people at home entertained, and maybe you've heard some of this program.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Once again, your neighborhood Blue Coal dealer brings you the thrilling adventure.
And of course, there was something that everyone knows.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger.
Now, those too weren't the only kinds of material on the radio, and we've got it. We've got some. Here is something that people here might be interested in.
Now Admiral is at work producing something else to make life better. Radar. The same radar that is performing miracles for our fighting men on every battlefront of the world. Radar's ability to locate enemy planes and ships despite darkness, fog, or storms is daily bringing victory nearer. And after victory is finally won, radar will bring about changes in commercial aviation comparable to the changes radio brought in circulating news. Planes will land at night on fog-cloaked fields in perfect safety because of radars on...
So you see, we've tried to bring a little of everything during the entire war to the visitor to this room. Most of the people who visit weren't there, but we tried to recreate what it must have felt like. So that's the end of our program. But perhaps you'd like to visit the museum and create your own program by listening to some of this material. Thank you.